Welcome back to Twilight Imperium 4th edition. We're continuing on with round 4. And so let's just get into it. We have the Arboric up first to take an action. So let's see what it is they want to do. And the Arboric are going to take a tactical action. So they're going to place a token from their tactic section out on the board. Let's go see what they want to do. And it looks like they want to do some more building. So they will activate this system here. They have Sarween tools, and I'll let you know right now, they are going to only spend a total of 1 production, and they have Sarween tools, so it's going to cost them, they're going to spend a total of 2, they have Sarween tools going to cost them 1. So I wanted to do it because their infantry here for 1 production can multiply themselves twice. So we're going to go ahead for 1 production cost. We'll call it the Sarween tools and have the infantry produce 2 more right here. So they beef up their infantry on the planet. And now let's go over to the play area and see what else they're going to build for a total of 2, if this makes sense. All right, and the Arboric are going to build 1 more destroyer. So that would cost 1, and the production, they have a production of 1 on their infantry, would cost them 2. They have Sarween tools. It's only going to cost them 1. I know it's all very convoluted. So they are just going to exhaust this 1 planet here with 1 production on it. They're hanging on to their 4 trade goods for whatever reason. Now, that's what they're building. So let's go and put that destroyer out on the board, and that will be the action for the Arbor. All right, so yet another destroyer shows up in this system for the Arboric. That was the Arboric's action. Up next is the Sardic Noir. See if they want to take another action. And the Arboric are going to spend their last tactical action token. Let's go to the board and see which system they're going to activate. And they're going to activate this system right here with the space dock on it. So I'm assuming they are going to build it. Now they can move ships in there from other systems. And they are going to do that. They're going to take this carrier, or are they? No, they're going to leave the carrier here because it has a nice fighter escort with it. Yeah, I don't think they're going to move actually any ships in there. Rethought it, not going to do it. Let's see what they are going to build on that system, though. They have a space dock with a production of 2+2, so they can build 4 units there. So let's see what they want to build. All right, and oh my goodness, it looks like the Sardic are building 2 dreadnoughts and 2 infantry. So that would be a total of 8, cost 9, but they have Sarween tools. It's only going to cost them 8. How are they going to pay for it? They're going to spend 2 production here, 2, 4, 6, and 8 on here. So that has exhausted those planets. Let's put, wow, there are 2 dreadnoughts and 2 infantry out on the board. Yep, this is not good. And this is their super dreadnoughts that can move 2 spaces and hit harder. And oh man, yep, the bugs are building up a massive fleet. They have a couple more ground forces there. Of course, they can't activate that system again. And that's, wow, the action for the Sardic. Up next, Federation of Soul. Ooh, this is looking pretty nasty. All right, we are going to take a tactical action. So we're going to spend a token from our tactics section and activate a system on the board. And the system we want to activate is this nice bit of empty space right here. We are going to move a destroyer from our home system in here, and we're also going to move the destroyer from this system in here. So now we have a nice little blockade of a couple of destroyers here. And I think that's where we're going to leave that. So that's the activation for Federation of Soul. Up we go again, back to the Arboric. And the Arboric are going to spend their last tactic token and activate a system on the board. And they're going to activate their home system. Now they can build 3, they could build 5 units. They have 1 little fighter sitting in here with a space dock. They are going to, they have Sarween tools. They're only going to spend 1. And so with that, they are just going to build one destroyer. So it costs them nothing because it would be a cost of one. The Sarween tools lets them reduce the cost by one. Okay, that's it for Arbrick. And then up we go next to the Sardic Noir. And the Sardic Noir only have one option, and that is to use the strategy card Politics. So they're going to go ahead and do that. They get to choose a player other than the speaker. They are choosing, of course, themselves, because the speaker right now is the Arbrick. But now the speaker is changing hands to Sardic, and then they draw 2 action cards. So off the top of the action deck, I'll just grab a couple of cards, and of course we won't see them because this is hidden information from the Sardic. We're playing as a Federation of Sol. Continuing on with the top 2 cards of the agenda deck, place each card either on the top and the bottom, and then other races can spend a token from strategy to draw 2 action cards. So I'm going to think about this, whether we want to do that. But in the meantime, the Sardic Noir get to cook the agenda deck. So I'm going to do that off screen, of course. Then we're going to come back and decide if we want to spend tokens from our strategy pool for Arbrick, Federation of Sol, to grab a couple action cards. Come right back with that decision. All right, so the Sardic have cooked the agenda deck, which is what they were able to do with the Politics strategy card. Now it's up to the Arbrick and the Federation of Sol. Do we want to spend our only token from strategy to get 2 action cards? And the answer is no, because Arbrick have 6 action cards, so do Federation of Sol. We're not going to bother doing it because we're going to have to discard down to 7 cards anyway, so that's not really going to happen. So up next will be an action for Federation of Sol. And the action for Federation of Sol will be Warfare. So we're going to take our token off of there. Remove one of your command tokens from the game board, then gain a command token. Redistribute anything, your command tokens on your sheet. Secondary ability for both the Sardic Noir, Arbrick. Spend a token from your strategy pool to use a production ability of one of your space docks in your home system. All right, that may happen for the Arbrick. It can't happen for Sardic Noir because Sardic Noir have no tokens in there. So let's go ahead and do this for Federation of Sol, and we'll see if the Sardic want to take effect of the secondary ability there. They may, or they may not, I'm not sure. And we are going to remove this token here from the system that's got a ton of buildup. And we get to place this on our player mat and organize it anywhere we want. So let's go ahead and do that. And so we will just place that into our tactic area. And that's the Warfare ability for Federation of Sol. We're not going to rearrange any other tokens. Up next is whether the Arbrick want to spend a token from their strategy to produce on their home world, and they are not going to do it. They're going to pass. So up next, of course, will be the Arbrick. See if they want to take an action. So let's take it over to them and find out. All right, I'm zoomed out because the Sardic Noir are going to take an action using an action card. And so let's see what it is. It's Mining Initiative. Action, gain trade goods equal to the resource value of one of your planets. That would be 3 for Berg, but of course, the Arbrick say screw that. They disrupt the mining operations with a Sabotage card. When another player plays an action card other than Sabotage, cancel the card. So, too bad, Sardic. The Arbrick pooched you over. I'm sure that is going to have tensions rising between the Arbrick and the Sardic. Of course, Federation of Sol likes that. And there you have it. That was the action for Sardic Noir, which got nerfed. Up next, Federation of Sol can take another action. And the Federation of Sol will take a tactical action. So let's activate a system on the board, and let's see what happens. Okay, and the Federation of Sol will activate this planet here. It has, we're not going to move any ships into it, although we could move this cruiser in, but I want to leave that cruiser there as protection. But we are going to build here. We have a space dock. We have a planet production value of 2, which means we can build 4 units in there. And so let's see which 4 units the Federation of Sol wants to build. All right, so the Federation of Sol, we're going to build a dreadnought in that system and 2 fighters. I'm just using tokens because I'm going to be putting them under the other fighters already there. That's going to be costing a total of 5. We do have Sarween Tool, so it's only going to cost us 4. How are we going to pay the 4? Well, we're going to pay 2 here. 1 for this planet, 3, and a trade good is 4. And that is what we can build on that system. So let's go ahead and place some units down on that area of space. All right, so we're going to add in another dreadnought here. So yes, things are getting highly escalated. We're, of course, trying to protect our interests in this sector of space. And we're going to add 2 more fighters to our already 4 fighters. Oh man, these are hard to pick off the board as I destroy everything and that sector of space goes away. All right, I should have done this offline instead of fooling around here, but we're going to have 6 fighters there now. All right, and we are able to have 4 capital ships, which we have without a problem. So we've got 2 carriers, 2 dreadnoughts, a PDS, 4 ground forces, 6 fighters. Well-secured system next door to the bug people. All right, that was the action for Federation of Sol. Up next would be Arbrick. Arbrick are going to pass. They've done everything they want to do. They're not doing anything else. Over we go to Sardic Noir. They are also passing, not doing anything. Back to Federation of Sol. We can still do actions. I think we might perform 1 more action. And our final action is going to be spending a token from our strategy area. And what are we doing? We're doing an orbital drop. Spend a token from your strategy pool. Place 2 infantry from your reinforcements on a planet you control. You guessed it. We're going to go back to that same system and we're going to put 2 more infantry over there. All right, we're going to be putting 2 more infantry here. So the 2 that died from the plague have been cloned. Well, not the ones that died of the plague. The unaffected ones were cloned. And now we have 6 infantry there. All right, beefing up security. We're back to Federation of Sol. We're the only ones who haven't passed. But now we have done basically everything we need to do. So we're basically passing. And that means all races have now passed. And we're going to head now into the strategy phase. All right, so we move directly into the the status phase. The first thing they do is score objectives, starting with the Arbrick. Are the Arbrick going to score any objectives? I do believe they will be doing that. Pretty sure they're going to do that. Yes, they are. They are going to claim the spending 8 influence. So we're going to go over to their play area, see how they do that. So they're going to be scoring 8 influence. That gives them another victory point, up to 4. So let's go and see how they're going to pay for that 8 influence, which means they're going to erect a monument. All right, and they've been saving up for this to build themselves a monument. So 3 influence for this planet, 3 for this one is 6, and 7, 8 for Melon. So there we go. That has them paying for that objective. They are not going to claim a secret objective. So up next in the claiming objectives will be Sardic Noir. All right, Sardic Noir are going to claim a secret objective, which is occupy the seat of the Empire. Control Mechatol Rex and have 3 or more ships in its system. Yeah, they have their flagship, a dreadnought, a carrier, and a destroyer. No problem collecting that objective. They move to 4. Are they going to collect a public objective? Why, yes, they are. They are going to collect the public objective of spend 8 resources. And so let's put their token there. And we're going to go find out how they're going to pay those 8 resources. So that gives them another one. They move up to 5. All right, starting to move along the board. So let's go and have them pay those 8 resources to claim that victory. All right, and it's probably hard to see the numbers, but I'll let you know. So for 8, they have 3 here, 4, 5, and for this planet, 6, 7, 8. So that gives them the 8 resources they needed to spend to claim that victory point. Okay, up next is Federation of Sol. All right, Federation of Sol going to claim a secret objective. And it is discard 5 action cards. That's going to give us a victory point. That was our 3rd secret objective. I should say that was the Sardic Noir's 3rd secret objective claimed as well. They're not going to be able to claim anymore. We're going to discard, did it say 6 or 5? Discard 5 action cards. So we're going to discard 5 action cards. So we're going to look at our action cards here. And I think we want to, oh man, which one do we want to keep? I think we're going to keep the politics rider. So we're going to discard 1, 2, 3, 4. We're discarding 5. That gives us a victory point, 7 to 8. Man, if we could spend 16 resources right now, we'd win the game. But we can't. But can we claim a public objective? Yes, I think we can. Or can we? No, we can't. We have no public objectives. We've already claimed all of these. And we don't, it says have 1 or more ships in 2 systems that are adjacent to Mechatol Rex. We don't have that. So we are not going to be able to claim another victory point. So that's going to be it for the scoring objectives. So we have Federation of Sol at 8, Sardic 5, Arboric 4, so we're out in the lead pretty well. If we can do this next turn, I think we can win the game, but man, we're going to have some hostilities happening, I think, because if the Sardic and the Arboric let the Federation of Sol claim this, then that will end the game. So they're probably going to have a plan to get rid of us in the next round. Okay, that's going to be it. Now, the next thing we do, of course, is reveal the next public objective, which is a number 2, and Master of Sciences. Own 2 technologies in each of 4 colors. Wow, which gives you 2 victory points. I don't think anyone is close to that at all, so that's not going to be happening anytime soon. All right, up next we have draw action cards, so let's go ahead and a huge long view of what's going on. So action cards in order of drawing. And this is just the top of half of the deck. So the Arboric are going to get 1. The Sardic Noir get 1. They're the 2nd player. Federation of Sol, we have those lovely neural motivators. During the action status phase, draw 2 action cards instead of 1. So we're going to draw 2. And we're going to come right back here. We're going to have a look at them and see what they are. All right, so let's take a look at those 2 action cards. Yes, as everything gets mucked up. All right, 2 action cards. What did we get? Morale boost. At the start of a combat round, apply +1 to the result of each of your unit's combat rolls during this combat round. Oh my goodness. That puts us on even footing with the Bug Bladder Beast of Trawl. Love it. So that could come in handy next round. I'm sure it will. And then we have salvage. After you win a space combat, your opponent gives you all of his commodities. Well, okay. We'll have to think about that one. So that was our 2 action cards. Up next in order is remove command tokens. So we're going to go ahead and do a long shot of the state of the galaxy. Yes, we have command tokens all over the place, and I am just going to remove them all. They go back to reinforcements, not onto the playmat areas. So I'm just going to go ahead and take them all off the board right now. All right, so unless I've missed some, which I don't think I have removed all of the command tokens from the player board. Okay, now it is gain and redistribute command tokens, so let's go ahead and do that. All right, well, the the Sardic Noir only get 2 tokens, and they have tapped themselves out pretty heavily. They are going to, but they're the speaker, so they get 1. They're going to put 1 in tactic, 1 in strategy, and leave it at that. All right, Arboric. Let's see what they're going to do with their 2 tokens. All right, and the Arboric get 2, so they're going to put both of them in the tactic spot. Pretty simple. And now we go over to Federation of Sol, which of course we have the funky versatile ability. When you gain command tokens during the status phase, gain an additional command token. We're going to get 3. And let's see, we get 3 tokens. We're going to put 1, oh man, 2, whoops, 2, and yeah, we're gonna leave our capital ship at 4, and that's going to be it for that part. And next it's ready cards, and then repair units, return strategy cards. So for readying cards, I'm just going to pull all the blue gems off of all the cards, which will ready them. Then we would repair units. There's no damaged units this round. And then we are going to just reset all of the strategy cards, which will take us into the agenda phase. Okay, so I've readied all the planets. As you can see here, they're all face up now. And let's take a look at our strategy cards. Diplomacy has 1 trade good on it, and trade has 2. So whoever takes this is going to get 5 trade goods. Up in selection order for the start of round 5 is going to be the Sardic Noir, get first choice. That could be bad. Then the Arbrick, and then Federation of Soul. So we get third choice, Federation of Soul. Of course, we're in the lead with victory points. All right, it is time now for the agenda phase. And so I'm going to zoom out. We are going to have 2 agendas that we need to deal with. And the speaker right now is the Sardic Noir. They are going to vote last. All right, so let's take a look at the first agenda we need to vote on in the agenda phase. And it is shared research. It's a law. It says if we vote for, each player's units can move through nebulae. Okay, there's only 1 nebula here. Oh, man. Okay, I can see where this is headed. Against, each player places a command token from his reinforcements in his home system, if able. Wow, that screws you over for your home system and also sucks out some of your tactical abilities. Huh. Okay, well, that's interesting. I will come back, of course, with the vote tally for and against. So for, we can move through nebulas. Against, we're going to have to suck one of our command tokens away and stick it in our home system, which is going to pooch us for the next round. We're not going to be able to activate our home systems. So I will come right back with the vote total. Of course, the first person to vote, Arbrick, then Federation of Soul, then Sardic. Don't think I'm going to give you a tally of all of the influence. I think we're all around 16 to 18 influence at the moment. I think Sardic's got the most. They vote last, and they also break ties. So I'm going to come right back. We're going to have the shared research law voted on. Well, the voting is in. The Arbrick voted 7 against, which means we're going to have to take a token from our player mats and put them on our home systems. And the Federation of Soul also did 8 against, for a total of 15 against. The Sardic Noir then just abstained from voting. They're not going to vote at all. The against law passes, so each player places a command token from his reinforcements in his home system if able. All right, well, let's go ahead and do that. All right, we'll start with Federation of Soul. We have 3 tokens in our tactical section. We are going to put one of them in our home system, so we are not going to be able to use it next round. Up next, Sardic Noir. This is going to focus. They only have 1 token in their tactics. They're going to spend it right now to put it in their home system. So that kind of screws them over, but they get first choice. I bet you they're going to be picking leadership. Over we go to the Arbrick. And the Arbrick have 2 in their tactical section. They're going to be placing 1 in their home system. All right, that's a law. So we basically lock down all our home systems for round 5, which will be coming up in the next episode, the start of round 5. All right, let's get to the second agenda. And it looks like the Sardic Noir vote last, and they have a ton of influence. I think they have more influence than both Arbrick and Federation of Soul combined. They should be able to get their way with the next agenda. So let's take a look at it. All right, and Agenda 2 from the Council. What is it? It is Executive Sanctions. It's a law. If we vote for, each player can have a maximum of 3 action cards in hand. Ooh. That's interesting. Again, each player discards 1 random action card from his hand. Wow, that would make it, you can only have 3 action cards maximum in hand instead of 7. All right, well, once again, starting with the Arbrick, we're going to start casting our votes. I'm going to come right back, and we're going to have the result. All right, and the voting is in. The Arbrick only have 6 influence to vote right now. They're voting against because they have 6 action cards in their hand. That's going to screw them over big time. Federation of Soul is going to cast 8 votes against, making this a total of 14. And along come the Sardic Noir. They vote last. They have 17 influence to spend. They are voting for because they only have 3 action cards anyway. Federation of Soul only has 3 action cards. The only one that's going to get messed over for this law, which I'm going to stick out in the nebula on the board so I don't forget it. Now each player can have a maximum of 3 action cards in hand instead of 7. It's an executive sanctioned law. All right, let's go ahead and we're going to put that on the board. We're going to remove 3. The Arboric have 6 action cards. They have to get rid of 3 of them. Damn. All right, so I'm going to place this right here in the nebula. So it's available for me to look at all the time, so I won't forget it. Now, the Arboric, I'll do that offline. They have 6 action cards. They have to go down to 3. They're not happy about it, but hey, there's nothing much they can do about it. Again, the episode off here, that was the end of round 4. We have Federation of Soul, 8 victory points. We have Sardic Noir at 5, and we have the Plant Dudes, the Arboric, at 4 victory points. Things are looking quite the way of the Federation. However, things are also looking like the Federation is going to be pounded on heavily by both the Arboric and the Sardic Noir. It's the only way. They have to work together now to try and take down, tear down the Federation of Soul. If they can, we'll find out what happens in the next round. We, as the Federation of Soul, not too concerned, I don't think, but maybe we should be. All right, thanks for watching along. This is Twilight Imperium 4th edition. I'm doing a 3-player game. I'm trying my best to remember all the technologies and special abilities and everything, and I've probably missed a bunch of stuff and made some rules errors, and I do apologize for that. But check the comments, because things get clarified there. Usually, the viewers will find my mistakes, and sometimes I can't change them, unfortunately. So I hope I haven't messed up too much. And tactically speaking, well, what can I say? Trying to juggle 3 races at once is not simple. So anyway, thanks so much for watching along. Once again, Twilight Imperium 4th edition, 3-player game. Hope you're enjoying it. Join me next time for the start. Wow, it's going to be a start of round 5, which looks like it's probably going to be the last round. So thanks so much, and we'll see you in the next episode.